Today, episode 5, day 3 of most expected topics for Prelims 2020. Topic 21, MCC, Model Code of Conduct, is a set of guidelines issued by the Election Commission to regulate political parties and candidates prior to elections. Basically, the code spells out the do's and don'ts for elections. So that is Model Code of Conduct, MCC. This is in keeping with Article 324 of the Constitution. Prelims point of view, Model Code of Conduct comes under the Article 324 of the Constitution. It is not mentioned in the Constitution, neither it is not there in the law. It is executive resolution, just a resolution made by the Election Commission of India, but a resolution we can make under the ambit of Article 324 of the Constitution, which mandates the Election Commission to conduct free and fair elections to the Parliament and state legislature, which means that they can take any action which helps in free and fair elections to the Parliament and the state legislatures. It is not statutory, but political parties, candidates and polling agents are expected to observe the norms on matters ranging from the content of election manifestos, speeches and processions to general conduct, etc. The codes come into force on the announcement of the poll schedule and remains operational till the process is concluded. When the poll schedule is given, from that day onwards, it will come under action. The Election Commission has devised several mechanisms to take note of the violation of the code, which include joint task force of enforcement agencies and flying squads. The latest is the introduction of C-Vigil mobile app, through which audio-visual evidence of malpractices can be reported. That means any person who is an vigilant, he can take a audio clipping or a video clipping and post in this C-Vigil mobile, so that we can find the wrongdoers and we can punish them under election code. The C-Vigil app provides time-stamped, evidence-based proof of the Model Code of Conduct, expenditure violation having live photo, video with photo location data. Any citizen can lodge a complaint to the mobile app. Flying squads will then investigate the matter and the returning officer takes the decision. The status of C-Vigil can be shared with C-Vigil complainant within a specified time limit. So, prelims point of view, what is important means this is a new thing which has been came. C-Vigil app, a time-stamped evidence proof of the Model Code of Conduct, expenditure violation, having live photo, video with auto location data. These are all the things which are present in C-Vigil. So, prelims point of view, you have to remember this in C-Vigil. In C-Vigil, what are all present? In C-Vigil, what are all the present? In C-Vigil, what is present means time-stampedness is there, evidence-based proof of the Model Code of Conduct, expenditure violation, having live photo, video with auto location data. This is about C-Vigil, which is a new method adopted by the Election Commission in order to curtail the election frauds. The next topic is Spice 2000, Smart Bomb. Spice 2000. Recently, India has signed a deal with Israel under emergency provisions for buying over 100 spice bombs. Spice bombs means laser guided bombs, accurately, precisely. The Indian Air Force is in the process of equipping its Sukhoi M30 MKI with Israeli Spice 2000 laser guided bombs. Currently, the Indian Air Force Mirage 2000 are equipped with the Spice 2000, which were used in the strikes on the terror camps in Pakistan recently. Spice, manufactured by the Israel defense technology company Rafael. Rafael is short for Smart, SPIC, Smart, Precise, Impact and Cost Effective. Point of view, this is very important. Spice 2000 we are going to fit in the jet aircrafts of Sukhoi Su-30 MKI with Israeli Spice 2000, which is a laser guided bombs. Spice 2000, what it is called as Smart, Precise, Impact and Cost Effective bombs, laser guided bombs. So Spice 2000 we can expect in the examination. Again, don't get confused, it is Rafael, it belongs to Israel. Rafale, it belongs to France. This is Rafael, which belongs to Israel. Remember the spelling. This is Rafael, Rafael. Whereas French it is Rafale, Rafael. That is a major difference. The next is So this spice bomb is made by the Israel company. Next, women eligible for permanent commission. So women eligible for permanent commission. Women eligible for permanent commission. The Supreme Court has ruled that short service commission women officers are eligible for the permanent commission and command posts in the army irrespective of their years of service. The Supreme Court ordered short service women officers are eligible for the permanent commission and command posts in the army irrespective of their years of service. So in this context, I want to give you some information on short service commission. So in defense forces, there are two types of services are there. One is short service commission, other is permanent service commission. So short service commission means whereby the recruitment will be happening for 7 to 10 years only. After the 7 to 10 years, they need to leave the organization. That means they will be working on payroll only for 7 to 10 years. After 7 to 10 years, they will be not allowed to continue in the job. But sometimes they can also extend to 14 years. After 14 years, if they want to continue the service, they need to write a departmental exam. If they write the departmental exam, then they can be converted themselves as permanent commissioned officers. The Supreme Court has ruled that short service commission women officers eligible for the permanent commission and command posts in the army irrespective of their years of service. So most of the women will be recruited as short service commission and they will be not made into permanent service commission, and they will be also not be given any post of command posts in the army. Now Supreme Court tells that convert the women from short service commission to permanent service commission. Why? Because when they come under the ambit of permanent service commission, they will be getting the pension, they will be getting all the facilities which are available with the permanent employees. The verdict came on nearly 10-year-old appeal filed by the government against the 2010 decision of the Delhi High Court to grant SSC women officers permanent commission status. The court ordered the government to implement its judgment within 3 months. What is the background? Under the SSC Short Service Commission scheme, women were commissioned into the army for a period of 10 years, extendable up to 14 years. If they work up to 14 years, they will not be called as permanent commission. If more than 14 years, then they will be called as permanent. And some are for 7 years only. Women were, however, restricted to roles in specific streams like Army Education Corps, Corps of Signals, Intelligence Corps, Corps of Engineers. The specified streams excluded combat arms such as infantry and armored corps. That means women are not allowed into combat operations, but now onwards the Supreme Court told that they have to be entered into the combat operations. While male SSC officers could opt for permanent commission at the end of 10 years of service, this option was not available to women officers. So this total option was not available for women officers who want to get permanent commission. So that means there is a discrimination for women. Why only men can be converted from short service commission to permanent service commission? Why you are not giving the same opportunity for the women? It's a departmental exam. Whoever clears the exam, they will get the permanent commission. Let the woman also try her merit. While male SSC officers would opt for permanent commission at the end of 10 years of service, this option was not available to women officers. Women officers were thus kept out of any command appointment and would not qualify for government pension, which starts only after 20 years of service as an officer. For your knowledge, I am telling you, any person can be eligible for pension if and only if he works for 20 years in an organization. And for gratuity, to get gratuity in government institutions, they need to work for 5 years. However, in the February 2019 policy statement, the government endorsed the permanent commission for SSC women officers in 10 streams of the combat support arms and services sections, but was said that women officers would not be offered any command appointments and would serve only in staff posts, only in advisory posts, only in administrative posts, but not in combat operations. Now the Supreme Court asking for the making women into permanent commission, recruiting women into permanent commission, as well as giving her command operations post as well. And Supreme Court also told that the judgment should be implemented within 3 months. The next topic is Geneva Convention. Geneva Convention mainly talks about the prisoners of war. In response to Indian action against terrorist camps in Balkot, Pakistani Air Force attacked Indian military installations. In this engagement, India lost one MiG-21. The pilot is missing in action and Pakistan has claimed that he is in their custody. India has cited the Geneva Conventions 1949, while demanding the release of this wing commander Abhinandan, who is in the Pakistan custody. So the Abhinandan issue and this wing commander Abhinandan issue is an age-old concept, yes, but this Geneva Convention is very important. The Geneva Convention talks about prisoners of war, how prisoners of war should be protected, how the human rights of prisoners of war should be protected. What are Geneva Conventions? The 1949 Geneva Conventions are a set of international treaties that ensures that varying parties conduct themselves in a humane way with non-combatants such as civilians and medical personnel, as well as with combatants who are no longer actively engaged in fighting, such as prisoners of war and wounded or sick soldiers. All the countries are signatories to the Geneva Convention. What are the provisions for prisoners of war? The convention is very exhaustive and deals with every kind of situation that may arise for captive and captor, who got captivated and who is captivating, captive and captor, including the place of internment, religious needs, recreation, financial resources, the kinds of work that captors can make, prisoners of war do, the treatment of captured officers, and the repatriation of prisoners. Any unlawful act or omission by the detaining power causing death or seriously endangering the health of a prisoner of war in its custody is prohibited and will be regarded as a serious breach of the present convention called as Geneva Convention. In particular, no prisoner of war may be subjected to physical mutilation or to medical or scientific experiments of any kind which are not justified by the medical, dental or hospital treatment of the prisoner concerned and carried out in his interest. Likewise, prisoners of war must at all times be protected, particularly against acts of violence or intimidation and against insults and public curiosity. This is about prisoners of war. So you have to remember that the Geneva Convention mainly deals about prisoners of war. Next very important scheme is Shreyas scheme. I expect this. Recently, the Ministry of HRD, Human Resource and Development, has launched the Scheme for Higher Education Youth in Apprenticeship and Skills. Shreyas, everyone think that whenever we use the word called as apprenticeship and skills, it belongs to the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. But the Shreyas scheme is exclusively under Ministry of HRD. The objective of scheme is to provide industry apprenticeship opportunities to the general graduates who are coming out in April 2019 through the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme. It aims to enhance the employability of Indian youth by providing on-the-job work exposure and earning of stipend. The scheme is for students in degree course, primarily non-technical, to introduce employable skills into their learning, promote apprenticeship as integral to education. Why? Because we know that Indian graduates, only 6% are skilled. 94% of Indian graduates are unskilled. So there is a necessity to provide skills for our graduates. Shreyas is a portal will enable educational institutions and industry to log in and provide the respective demand and supply of apprenticeship. The matching of students with apprenticeship avenues will take place as per pre-specified eligibility. This course will be available to them from academic year April-May 2019. More than 40 higher educational institutions have already been tied up for taking up embedded apprenticeship courses. The scheme would be operationalized by coordination of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship and the Ministry of Labour. That means the Shreyas scheme will work under Ministry of HRD, but it will also coordinate with, it is coordination exclusively under HRD, but also coordinate with Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship as well as Ministry of Labour. Objectives of the scheme. To improve employability of students by introducing employment relevance into the learning process of the higher education system. To forge a close functional link between education and industry service sectors on a sustainable basis. To provide skills which are in demand to the students in a dynamic manner. To establish an earn while you learn systems into higher education. To help business industry in securing good quality manpower. To link student community with employment and facilitating efforts of the government. So mainly the Shreyas, the graduates and the people who are studying for them in order to provide the employability, in order to have proper skills, the Shreyas scheme is helpful. Scheme of, what is the Shreyas scheme? Scheme for higher education youth in apprenticeship and skills. So please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.